What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to Bitassist, where, as the name suggests, we're here to assist you in understanding Bitcoin and, of course, altcoins. Very excited. In today's episode, we're going to look into THETA Network token, a next-generation blockchain for peer-to-peer video from the creators of one of the most influential online gaming websites, sliver.tv. Before we get started though, of course, a big shout out to the community that are liking, subscribing, and of course commenting on the Bitassist content. Really awesome to see that, guys. Keep it up, and we really do appreciate that. Speaking about community though, as you might know already if you watch our videos, we've started a community poll which starts every Friday for our community to vote on a project for us to cover on a Friday. Right now, it looks like 0x is in the lead. Just behind is Cash. But make sure you guys jump on to our Twitter and go ahead and vote for that before the end of Thursday. And of course, we'll bring that to you on Friday. Link is going to be in the description and in the comments below. So go ahead and check that out. Of course, let the best crypto win. Also, if you're looking for amazing inside tips from a cryptocurrency expert and of course a brokerage, make sure you do sign up to the Bitassist weekly newsletter. Basically comes out once a week. It gives you inside tips on which cryptocurrencies to look at, and of course it also gives you a really good breakdown of what is happening in the market over that time period, over the last week. Okay, great. So let's move on. So why Theta token? Well, I was actually inspired from a quote from Mark Zuckerberg, actually, and also the fact that Theta token is just recently listed on Binance, so it's obviously got some good traction and a lot more liquidity recently. But let's first go on to this quote from Mark Zuckerberg, which is actually a while ago now, but in regards to how video is the future of content. So Mark Zuckerberg, soon the majority of content we consume will be video. And I do agree. It says here, most of the content 10 years ago was text, then photos, and now it's quickly becoming videos. So he justifies the aggressive approach toward video by saying, I just think that we're going to be in a world a few years from now where the vast majority of content that people consume online will be video. And I'm sure a lot of you out there do agree. The majority of content that you're looking at when you're scrolling through Facebook, or of course on YouTube, like you are now if you're watching this, you do prefer to watch video. He does believe that by 2020, at least around 70 or 80% of the content on Facebook will be video. And that's really something to be aware of. And that's why I think Theta token, a decentralized peer-to-peer protocol for video, is really quite cool. But before we jump into what Theta is, their website, and then deep dive into what they're all about, let's quickly look at today's metrics for Theta token. Quickly refresh that. As you'll see, really quite healthy, up 32% today. About 2 days ago, they just listed on Binance. You'll see a tweet here from Binance. This was on the 28th. So about 2 days ago, and of course, whenever something is to list on Binance, it has a much larger liquidity pool and much larger client base to purchase and speculate on your token. If we look at Theta though and its price metrics today, very healthy trading volume of around 43 million US dollars. So that's really above average and very healthy. I like the look of that. Circulating supply of 638 million tokens, so roughly about 60% of the full circulating, total supply. I do know that when we jump into the website that you do mine or are given tokens from Theta by using your bandwidth, and I'm assuming the majority of the other tokens left over here are used to mine these Theta tokens. Okay, so market cap at around 156 million, so really quite low actually if we considered a lot of the top boys in the industry. I think this is, considering it's in the industry of video and backed by a really big company like sliver.tv, which we'll jump into soon, 156 million is pretty darn undervalued. Right now it's got a rank of 91, so it's broken to the top 100. I think it's only just recently it's broken to the top 100, so that's very good. As I do say, it's like basically being on the first page of Google. A lot of more people are actually going to take notice of your project. If we quickly look at the chart and how it's performed since hitting the market, as it does tend to happen, hit the market and had a big spike up. Since then, looked pretty darn healthy. You know, a lot of sideways movement, but you know, not looking like it's gone up and gone down. And now, just recently, you'll see a big spike in the value, and that's predominantly, I believe, because of its listing on Binance. We do look at the markets that it's on. Majority of it actually still is being traded on Huobi, which is the first place it was listed, I believe, when I purchased it back in the day. And then, of course, now on Binance. So the majority of it's on Huobi and Binance, and then some small amount on OKX. So all really, really top exchanges. And it looks like the liquidity is building for the Theta token, which is great for all you hodlers of Theta out there. So let's quickly jump into their website, what Theta are, what they do in a nutshell, and then we're going to jump into one or two articles here from their Medium articles on, you know, a little bit of a deeper understanding of what Theta is and why it could be very important. Cool. So Theta, next generation video delivery powered by you. So as we've said, it's a peer-to-peer video and content, not necessarily sharing, but network and protocol to allow us not to rely on centralized offerings like, for example, Netflix, or for example, you know, like Amazon, or of course YouTube, like today. So one of the co-founders is one of the advisors is actually Chen, a co-founder of YouTube. So that's quite a coup right there. The fact that he's involved in the project and likes it is a real big thumbs up for me. I know sometimes advisors just put their faces on project and, you know, they can raise millions, but this guy really is very involved and really likes this project. If we were just trying to read through what his thoughts are on the space and Theta's innovation is set to disrupt today's online video industry, much in the same way that YouTube platform did to traditional video back in 2005. One of our biggest challenges had been the high costs of delivering video to various parts of the world, and this problem is only getting bigger with HD, 4K, and higher quality video streams, said the co-founder of YouTube. What he has to say is that I'm excited to be part of the next evolution of the streaming space, helping the Theta Network create a decentralized peer-to-peer network that can offer improved video delivery at lower costs. So yeah, if you just think about it, you know, as we said, a lot of these people believe that video is the future, and as video gets more and more, high quality, like HD and 4K, we're going to need more and more bandwidth to be able to process this stuff. And a great way to do that is to use a decentralized network, much like Bitcoin, where they use lots of different computers or lots of different ASICs nowadays to, you know, all power a network. I think it would be a great way to power a decentralized video network is with, you know, your computer or your spare bandwidth, and you actually do get rewarded in Theta tokens, which I think if they are to become successful could be very valuable. Cool, so I'm just going to go through one or two things that is on the site. So the Theta blockchain is the only end-to-end infrastructure for decentralized video streaming and delivery that provides both technical and economic solutions. This is one of the most exciting new blockchain ventures I have heard about. And this is a quote from the Huffington Post, which is, you know, big stamp of approval there. They continue to say, what's the problem today in terms of video streaming and CDNs, content distributor networks? So it says here right now, low quality video streaming. Today's content delivery network, CDN, lack reach, causing pauses, skips, and lower quality video to many parts of the world. This is true coming from South Africa myself. I totally know about low internet connectivity and low bandwidth connectivity and having to wait for things to buffer before you're able to watch them, and that's not a good user experience at all. and Theta can see that as a major problem, and they're here to solve that. It continues to say a high cost of streaming infrastructure. Publishers absorb the high cost of operating a CDN, leaving less revenue to pass on to the content creators. This is totally true. You know, right now it's mainly a centralized source. So let's use Netflix for an example. Because it costs so much for them to offer this service to their clients and to their customers, the content creators that are selling their content to Netflix maybe aren't getting rewarded as much as they should. It continues to say centralized and inefficient ecosystem. The centralized nature means less revenue flows back to content creators and results in less innovation. Totally agree there. So what is the solution? This is Theta's solution. So decentralized video streaming powered by users and an innovative new blockchain. So one, viewers earn rewards as Theta tokens for sharing their bandwidth and resources. A viewer can earn Theta tokens as a direct reward and share it back to the creators, which is really, really great. Especially if the Theta token's worth some money, you know, that really is a great way to earn residual income. It says high quality smooth video streaming, a peer-to-peer decentralized CDN, content distributor network, delivers streams efficiently throughout the world. And then lastly, reduced cost of delivering video streams. Publishers and content creators no longer need to develop expensive infrastructure, allowing for more innovation and unique business models. So I agree with that. You know, you don't need to now be able to afford, you know, all these crazy data storage solutions. You'll now be able to share your content throughout a distributed network without having to invest in any infrastructure. So you know, the barrier to entry is a lot lower, and of course it allows for entrepreneurial people to also take part in this massive world of video streaming. And you know, as we know, it is very, very lucrative. So why Theta? Well, Theta compared to the current solutions, a few points here. It says end-to-end decentralized video delivery, native Theta blockchain and protocol plus ERC20 compliant tokens, supports dApps for esports, movies, entertainment, education, enterprise, conferencing, and more. And that's a big thing. You know, esports is what they really do focus on right now. Obviously, Theta comes from the founders of Sliver.tv, which is an esports sort of platform and content delivery platform, much like Twitch. You know, they will be able to tap into that market, and that market's actually one of the fastest growing in the world, esports. It's growing faster than any other sport, I believe. I actually used to be involved in esports in the gambling industry, and I saw the rise of how many more people made inquiries to bet on esports like Dota and that stuff. So yeah, and also it does say here that they're creating their own native blockchain. So that's a real big win. You know, if you want to invest in projects, you have to think of projects that are building their own stuff. You know, they're not just relying on Ethereum to build a project, because, you know, let's say for example your dApp is really quite cool and people want to use it. I don't think Ethereum can quite handle it right now to run a properly worldwide dApp. So they are on the Ethereum blockchain right now to do their fundraiser. When they did their fundraiser, you can trade that token actually on Sliver.tv, the Theta token, and you can obviously buy and sell it on exchanges. But later on this year, they'll be going on to testnet, actually not too far away now, and then of course onto their mainnet, which is obviously very exciting. So this just kind of shows you a representation of the amount of viewers over the last 6 months, and it hit an all-time high of around 5 million. This was just now in March. I do actually have a median where I'll take you through here. It says, yes, Sliver.tv hits an all-time high in users with 5,010,000 in March. So that just shows you that there's a real hunger to use these platforms, you know, for gaming and things like that. So we just continue here. It says Silver.tv, the first site to incorporate Theta tokens to reward streamers, reached an all-time high with more than 5 million viewers in March, or site visits, sorry. What's really very impressive, it says here, we're especially proud of our average visit duration, which is 7 minutes and 44 seconds, versus Twitch's 6 minutes and 13 seconds, which emphasizes how engaging Sliver.tv watch and win platform is. On average, users stay engaged on the site 24% longer. Now that is really very, very impressive, because, you know, Twitch is the leader when it comes to, you know, watching gaming content and contributing to gaming content. And the fact that they've got an audience which is engaged 24% more of the time, it shows you that they're getting something right. And that's a real win if you're looking for a project to invest in. It also continues to say that Sliver.tv viewers also have a wide geographical distribution, with only Brazil making up more than 10% of the traffic, and that was in March. So that shows you that there really is a hunger throughout the world for this. So a decentralized peer-to-peer network for video really will be fantastic, because it's a worldwide audience, and we'll have worldwide nodes to run great high-quality video content. It says Sliver.tv and Theta will reach the next level in the coming months as the Theta testnet is launched, and as the first Theta test channel is added to Sliver.tv, Sliver.tv users will be able to share their bandwidth with other viewers and earn Theta tokens on our testnet, showing how the network will function ahead of our mainnet launch projected for Q4 of this year. So that's fantastic. I really can't wait to stake or to allow people to use my Theta tokens so I can earn some extra Theta tokens. I think that's really cool, because it's going to use my extra bandwidth, you know, while I'm sleeping or while I'm not using my computer. A decentralized network would use my computer to support this, you know, decentralized peer-to-peer network, and of course support high quality bandwidth. Jump back onto Theta. Obviously, it's an open source platform, so this is great. You know, continuing on this whole decentralization model. It says open source network and protocol open to all developers and partners to build on the Theta network. So, you know, developers and stuff like that, they've got great ideas on how to improve the network and jump on and, you know, play around with it as much as they like. Of course, decentralized apps, otherwise known as dApps, video platforms and content providers can build specialized dApps for their audience. That's awesome. And then, of course, multiple content verticals, from esports to music to TV to movies. Distance learning and peer-to-peer live streaming power the next generation of entertainment. Really cool. If we okay, let's just quickly go on to the innovations, and I'll quickly pop onto the team and then the roadmap. Technical enhancement, so a new blockchain purpose-built to power the decentralized streaming network. So like I said again, this isn't just another ERC20 token piggybacking on Ethereum. They're building an innovative, one-of-its-kind blockchain for this sort of streaming, and to allow it to be able to scale across you know, thousands and hundreds of and millions of people. It says innovations include proof of engagement, reputation dependent mining, and global reputation consensus. It says here, streaming ecosystem, Theta tokens work as a long-term sustainable incentive mechanism to motivate all stakeholders to participate in the decentralized streaming network. And Theta is the only end-to-end solution for decentralized live video streaming, providing both technical and economical solutions. So if we just want to quickly browse through the leadership team, it's really quite impressive. Like I said, they're from the founders. The majority of them are from the founders of Sliver.tv. So we got Michu Liu, sorry if I mispronounced that, mate, but co-founder of Sliver.tv, co-founder of GameView Studios, co-founder of Tapjoy, BS in computer science and engineering from MIT, which is, you know, very impressive, and an MBA from Stanford Graduate School of Business. So, you know, those are two very well-respected institutions. And then Jay Yi Long, co-founder and CTO, BS in Microelectronics, Peking University, PhD in Computer Engineering, Northwest University, and has developed and patented technologies including VR, live streaming, as well as instant replays for video games. So yeah, the two founders have obviously got a lot of a lot of experience. They've got people in place to build this blockchain that are, you know, trusted, and of course have got great experience, which is of course a bonus. I know if we look at their advisors, which is really quite impressive. So they've got CTO at Smart Wallet. They've got the founder of Danhu Capital, which is, I don't know if you guys know of it, but it's a really, really big venture capital company, and invests in blockchain technology, among other things. Travis Skiwaz, founder of CoinMarketCap, and one of the first US Bitcoin exchanges. So that's, you know, pretty impressive. CoinMarketCap, really influential in the space. Sebastian Serrano, founder of Repio. You guys might be familiar with that. Mabo, CEO of Elf. This is the Blockchain Advisory Council, sorry. So they're typical advisors, you know, all big hitters here, really big hitters. Steve Chen, so co-founder of YouTube. Of course, Steve Chen was the co-founder and chief technological officer of YouTube. Steve was instrumental in building YouTube into a viral video phenomenon. He helped lead YouTube through the Google acquisition for $1.65 billion. I do think they sold it too early, to be fair, because it's worth a hell of a lot more than that now. Dennis Fong, founder of Play.tv, first esports celebrity. So they've already got a thought leader and influencer as an advisor. What I really do like here is Justin Khan, co-founder of Twitch. So the fact that they've got what we would maybe consider a competitor to Sliver.tv on their advisory board just shows you know, that this is an influential project. The fact that the co-founder of a potential competitor is willing to advise on the project, I think that's quite cool. So yeah, that's pretty much Theta in a nutshell. What you do need to keep in mind is that they are still building their native blockchain. They're currently an ERC20 token, but they will soon be a native blockchain when they release their testnet, which isn't too far away. And then of course the mainnet in Q4 of this year. Just to give you an idea of how important video is, I've got some statistics here for video trends. So just going to go through some of them. So 78% of people watch online videos every week, and 55% view online videos every day. By 2020, online videos will make up more than 80% of all consumer internet traffic. YouTube is the second most trafficked site after Google. 1 minute of video is worth 1.8 million words. Wow. That's pretty cool. Users view more than 500 million hours of video each day on YouTube. 59% of executives say they would rather watch a video than read text. Spot on, I agree. I'm more into video than text. 55% of people pay close attention when consuming videos more than other types of content. In the past 30 days, more online content has been uploaded to the web than the past 30 years of TV content. Wow. 51% of all video plays are on mobile devices, and viewers retain 95% of a message when they watch it in a video compared to 10% when reading in text. So that just shows you that video is on the up, and it's super duper influential in our lives. If we just look at some of the social video statistics, it goes on to say almost 1/3 of total internet users, over 1 billion people, are on YouTube, including me and you watching this now. 45% of people watch more than an hour of Facebook or YouTube videos a week. 100 million hours of video are watched each day on Facebook. 500 million people watch Facebook videos every day. Social video generates 1,200% more shares than text and image content combined. So it shows you that people are much more willing to share video with their colleagues and their peers than they are to, you know, share some boring text. Facebook video receives 135% more organic reach on average than Facebook photo. Snapchat users watch 10 billion videos each day. 82% of Twitter users watch video content on Twitter. So yeah, pretty clear that video is basically the most consumed content by a country mile. So that gives Theta token a really strong value proposition that they are in this space. So good investment opportunity there. So just quickly, this is not necessarily new, but it gives you an idea of Theta. And wait, sorry, wrong article. It says here is from the Median, Theta Median. Here are a few ways that a fully decentralized blockchain-based entertainment network might disrupt the current industry. So, like let's say Netflix, Amazon, even like big things like not CNBC, HBO, and those sort of stuff. So free up content creators. So content creators could create shows and make them available over a decentralized platform instantly. No need to go pitch in studio or try to get Netflix to put you on their system. No more gatekeepers that have to approve your content. So for me, that is the biggest thing, is that it lowers the barriers to entry. I do have one or two friends that are in the movie industry or are studying it and want to be involved in it, and it's incredibly hard to get your entrepreneurial content onto a big network, let's say like Netflix. It costs money, and there's a lot of red tape you have to, and a lot of hoops you have to jump through for them to approve you. It says new channels could emerge in a completely decentralized way. You could envision channels for esports, live events, fantasy, sci-fi, news. These channels could be set up by anyone and joined by content creators. So that's pretty cool. Like a decentralized entrepreneurial person that really likes the news, he can make his own, news channel. And as long as he's frequently doing the news every day and people watch it, he's got every chance of earning an income doing that. So that's really cool. Advertising and free content. So free content could disrupt the traditional TV advertising model, which sites like YouTube are also following, by using tokens on these networks. The new blockchain video projects usually provide coins or tokens that advertisers can use to buy exposure on these decentralized channels. They can specify that those coins go directly to the content creator without having to go to a middleman, or a middleman taking a big chunk of the revenue. A large departure from existing practices where the middleman gets the biggest chunk. So that's basically what the blockchain is here to do, is along with lots of other things, but it frees up the middleman out of this equation, where we can go from client to creator, from creator to client, and this Theta blockchain is no different. So paid content. As for paid entertainment or the subscription model, viewers could use the new tokens issued by the decentralized content networks to subscribe to particular channels or to pay particular content creators. This could replace a cable on demand and give viewers unlimited choice of what can be seen on demand. HBO and other subscription networks recently released their own apps, so you don't need a cable subscription to watch them. The next HBO may be a completely decentralized network that is not tied to cable at all. So that's a world that we could be living in, before you even realize it. And that's pretty much, I think, in a nutshell, what we're all about here at Theta, or not we, but what Theta is all about. I hope that's kind of given you a better idea of it. In my layman's terms, the idea is that we're in a world now that we're going to consume more and more video. We're also in a world of centralized authorities that own these big entertainment homes, like or companies like Netflix and all the rest, and is ready for disruption. That there's going to be an open protocol that allows you to take part in video and streaming and to create your own content without having to own any infrastructure. You can just jump right in, and if people start watching it and they enjoy it, you can start earning a revenue from it. The same applies to people that aren't really not much content creators. They might be content watchers, or maybe they're not even content watchers. Maybe they just they like this idea. They can stake their bandwidth if they have a lot of it, or just stake their bandwidth from their computer when they're not using it, and earn an income from it in Theta tokens, which you can then go sell on the open market, or of course use it to purchase in-game goods if you're a gamer, or maybe use it to speculate on it as in terms of an investment. So if we jump back to doing a slight price prediction here, please, this is not financial advice, anybody, so don't take my word for it. Go do your own research on it, and when I give you a price prediction, literally, like, don't take my word for it. I obviously have a good understanding of where I think projects could go, based on fundamentals and a few little analytics that we get from our team here. But saying that, I think it's remarkably undervalued, Theta token. Let's say, for an example, YouTube was acquired by Google for roughly 1.5 billion. Like I said, they're sold too early, but let's say Theta token were to get to 1.5 billion in 2 years' time. Do you see that happening? Comment below. If you do see that happening, where do you see the price going? For me, I think Theta could easily be a $2 token this year at some point. That's a 10x gain. But let's say the market continues in a sideways or maybe in a bearish trend, which there's a high possibility that could continue. I think at least this project will be around in 2 years' time, and that's all I like to invest in. I like to invest in projects I fundamentally believe that are going to be here in 2 years' time. So in 2 years' time, it could easily be a $10 token, quite easily. And as you can see from the statistics today, it's obviously got a large majority of people that enjoy trading it and like the look of it. They've got advisors from the biggest content sharing networks in the world, like YouTube and Twitch, and they're building their own native blockchain. So there's lots of winners here, and I think it's really quite a great project that could definitely be part of a successful portfolio. Again, this is not financial advice. Do not take my word for it. Go do research or go check it out, and make sure you understand this project before you throw money at it. So that's it for today. Again, if you've enjoyed it, please give the video a like. According to YouTube and the research we've done, likes on videos are really important to gain exposure. If you're new here and you haven't yet joined us, please do join us by subscribing. I think it'll be down here somewhere. Go ahead and click subscribe. If you're on your mobile, it'll be a little further down. And like I said, go and vote on which coin you'd like us to cover on Friday. Right now, 0x is in the lead, decentralized exchange, with cash just behind, a utility token for Coin One, I think one of these exchanges. And of course, if you want some inside tips, ladies and gentlemen, to cryptocurrency once a week, coming from a cryptocurrency brokerage and a group of analysts, then do join our newsletter. I'm going to put the link in the description below and in the comments. So go click on that, put your name in, put your email in, click on subscribe. It's GDPR compliant, so we're not going to spam you or anything like that. But we really love you in the community. Thank you for watching, whoever's watched this, and I will be again with you guys on Friday to cover the community coin. Enjoy the rest of the day, everybody, and I'm Maximilian, your crypto broker, and cheers.